Guys, huge news. You know that Halo Mega Bloks game got cancelled, say, 7 years ago? Well, guess what? It's now playable and downloadable for everyone. Project Hagar was a confidential build prototype of a now cancelled Halo Lego-like game, and today we're going to break it down. Today we're going to talk about why it was cancelled, how far along was it, and should have 3.3 finished.
Because executives don't believe in having fun. Okay, obviously that's what it is. Xbox and PlayStation need to take their IPs and do something fun with it. They could have easily done this with like Halo, Gears of War. Why not a Halo roguelike? Why not a Gears of War real-time strategy? I don't know. You know, why not Halo versus Gears of War? Lego Halo would be so much fun. Unfortunately, Mega Bloks owns the licensing for Halo, so this is the closest we're ever going to get to it.
The build itself is a prototype featuring a few missions.
Catherine, thank you for following.
I'm surprised at just how fleshed out it was.
Look at this.
Build objects, hijack hunters to finish them off, drive a range of vehicles from a mongoose, a warthog, and even a ghost. All of
this is adorable.
Break into blocks just like Legos when they're defeated, and there's even local co-op support. Looking at you, Halo Infinite. Now,
this is so sad when you see like the development of something like this, how far it got, and then it just gets left on the cutting room floor. Like, sorry, some executive pulled the plug and was like, nobody's going to be into this. And I think probably when this game was being developed, that's probably correct. But now the landscape of gaming has changed, and this is something that gamers would flock to in a heartbeat.
The Covenant will walk over. It's great. I've seen a lot of concepts in my time, and I really think this one had promise. Especially,
bro, this looks so good. I know.
Did release, and no shade to Spartan Assault at all, but I feel like this Mega Bloks game is so much better.
I wish we would have had this game instead of Halo Infinite. Me too, Lucina. Me too.
Is the Halo art style itself. For some reason, even when it's blocky and cartoonish, it
looks great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The Forerunner constructs coming together, the forests, and the atmosphere of the ring all look great.
Look at that.
I also love how
they had animations
comedy in between the grunts, elites, and hunters. Hunters, by the way, are absolute monsters in this game. Massive bosses, and they can actually take you down in 2 hits in this build. You also come across jackals, but
now here's the funny thing. The devs probably looked at the movement in this, and they were probably like, we can't have him run around like that and jump around like that. It's too much. It's too much, right? No, why not? Who cares? Who cares if it's game breaking? Like, I mean, obviously we don't want it to, like, you know, completely destroy the game. But who cares if you're jumping around the map like all willy-nilly, you know, like that makes it fun. If that's how you want to play, go for it, right? Why do the devs have to suck the fun out of things?
They're fairly easy to take down, and in terms of how the campaign missions are actually structured, in terms of objectives, it is still a Halo game at heart. You fight the Covenant, secure objectives, drive through Warthog and
look at the ghost
sections, but then traverse and move into enclosed Forerunner structures and other installation buildings. There's parts of the game where you hold out firefight style against waves of Covenant, basically generate a defense from Halo.
Look at him jumping around.
There's even a Forerunner highway section where you get to drive almost on a racetrack / Warthog run style level, and it's super fun. I was also
the textures popping in was noticeable, but I mean, this is a dev.
I was able to run around with multiple
dev
players,
game.
It makes
like
me wish that any Halo game that comes out in future has local split screen. Yes, Halo Infinite has it for multiplayer, but I really wish it had.
I'm wondering how long this will stay up, and how long before Microsoft comes at it and takes it down. I mean, have they been harsh on this kind of stuff lately? It doesn't happen often enough to where they'd really have to worry about it. And you're right. Younger audiences would love this. It would bring in a whole new generation of people to Halo.
Couch co-op for campaign,
which is what they need.
Something about it that feels nostalgic to me. I know I would get a lot of use out of it. I'm sure many of you guys would too. Now, funnily enough, 7 years ago, when this information first broke, but it wasn't playable. For
7 years ago,
studio head Bonnie Ross at the time actually commented on Project Hagar / the Halo Mega Bloks build, and she said this: footage has recently made the rounds of an exploratory Xbox 360 project we worked on several years ago known as Hagar. Since then, we've received a lot of great feedback. To put into context, even 7 years ago, people loved the idea of a Lego/Mega Bloks Halo game.
Well, then what the heck happened? What happened? Somewhere between this game and the Halo cookbook, things went awry. Because we didn't need a Halo cookbook. I didn't even need a Halo TV series. Everybody wanted it, but they didn't release it? What? The amount of money they'd get from this game, from like the Mega Bloks sales and the game, they would go up. But nobody wants to buy Mega Bloks. Nobody cares about Mega Bloks. Even though Mega Bloks has like two of the best IPs, Pokemon and Halo.
Into perspective for you guys watching this video, over the last 12 years, there's been about 20 to 30 Halo titles that have been put to Microsoft. These were either shot down immediately or put to the prototyping stage, like the Hagar gameplay you're watching on screen now.
We must have pitched 20 to 30 game ideas over the last 12 years. So they're not out of ideas. They're not out of ideas. They just shot him down. They said no. I am flabbergasted.
Famously, one of those pitched ideas was a Helldivers-like game, PvE in nature, where you and 3 friends fight the Covenant, potentially even as ODSTs.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Kicking themselves.
Oh, for sure.
Did not go for that. Other games that didn't go further than the prototyping stage is the Space Combat Halo Infinite concept. I feel Space Combat is something Halo fans would absolutely love.
Oh yeah.
On the saber fighting in Halo Reach. And stay tuned on this, because I may have something to share on this front in a few weeks. Moving on from that, and some of you might know this already, there's even the Overwatch hero shooter concept, with XDev saying, and I quote, "I can confirm that they are working on various hero-based prototypes. In fact, I think there were both PvP and PvE prototypes built. From the digging I did and the conversations I had, the focus groups who tested the hero shooter Halo Infinite concepts absolutely hated it. They said this isn't Halo, and that's when they begun to work on the traditional Halo Infinite multiplayer we play today." One thing I've spoken...
See, that's the problem. And I have said this for a long time. When 343 started hiring pros to dictate how the landscape of Halo should be, and you have these old guys in there who refuse change, and they're like, no, that's not what Halo is. Well, neither is what we have today, right? Like, look at how games have changed. Mario's no longer a side scroller. I mean, sure, they come out with one every once in a while, but Mario has evolved so much. Why can't I don't understand that. I don't understand why Microsoft is like, yes, we have this IP. No, we're not going to use it. We're just going to let it sit there and be forgotten. Change back in the day for games was terrifying. It was terrifying. It makes you mad. It makes me mad too. Right?
Spoken a lot about on the channel is that Halo is such a versatile franchise that so many different Halo games of different genres could really work.
Oh, exactly. Allie is right. Allie! That's what we learned. Allie's gonna learn.
I don't think the hero shooter would work, but a Lego Halo game, that would have absolutely kicked ass.
Yeah.
The reason why I think this game is so important, and why I think both 343 and Microsoft made a mistake, that you can have the mature Halo video games like the original trilogy, and that will entice younger audiences themselves, just like me when I was a kid. Because
exactly. I said that.
Play it, which attracted me to the series in the first place. But then the Mega Bloks/Lego game would have been another way to get new audiences into trying out Halo.
Yep.
Us veteran fans would still love to play this. It's a spin-off game while the main project would still be worked on. And a fun fact for you guys watching my videos, I checked my Halo analytics the other day. This is the age of people who watch Halo on YouTube, specifically my channel. Other Halo YouTubers weighed in.
There you go. 25 to 34. You still have 18 to 24 year olds and 35 to 44 year olds that want to play Halo, that are interested in Halo. So you've got 13 to 17 year olds who are new to gaming, who may have never heard of Halo or have never played.
And it was fairly accurate. They had similar audience percentages. Yeah. Microsoft 100% has seen this too. That's why we saw a push over the last 10 years of making Halo less bloody and less violent. But I really think, and most of you will agree on this,
it was never really bloody or violent.
Audience went the wrong way about it. Finally today, and while we're on the topic of Lego/Mega Bloks Halo, I have to include this from Bungie. April Fools 2008, Bungie released this gem of an article with an image of a mock-up Halo Lego video game. The article reads, "We really feel like the Halo trilogy is as strong as Star Wars, and that's why we're excited to take our rich universe and present it in a way everyone can enjoy."
Easily could have been something like 40K. There's lots of lore to dig in there. And they proved that with Halo Reach, where it didn't even star Master Chief, right? Halo Reach probably has the best campaign or story, I would say not necessarily campaign, but story of any of the games.
Did a Halo Lego/Mega Bloks game. I think it would have been neat, and that's everything I had to cover. Link to the Halo Mega Bloks.
I mean, there you go. It really does look amazing. It really does. And I think that this was a huge missed opportunity for Microsoft. I hope they look at something like this and the reaction of these types of videos and they see like, wow, the hunger is there for our IP, right? Like people want Halo. People want John Master Chief running around. Look at that. That's exactly what we want. This was a drop the ball easily, right? Open goal miss. Like it was there. This game is like, and I know, like, listen, they just needed a couple more levels. Like it was really, all the mechanics were there. They just needed some story. They needed some mission directions and stuff like that. And that's where 343 would have came in, saying, okay, this is how we're going to drive the story. Instead, they drove it off a cliff, never to be seen again.